toda a história que tenho no fútbol, além de los jugadores que he jugado, aqui está. Essa é a responsável por tudo o que tenho.
Roberto Carlos rightly plays tribute to the game as he seemed to have such a mastery of the trajectory of his prodigious shots. The man who was nicknamed Bullet Man penned his legend for 25 long years. Starting from zero, the man who is considered one of the greatest in his post has always been impressive with his unique style. An extremely forward-thinking defender, small in stature, but a true athlete on the pitch, the Brazilian has turned his contradictions into a strength. Let's look back at the career of the man who revolutionized the left-back position. By the time he lifted the 2002 World Cup, Roberto Carlos was considered one of the best defenders in the world. Second in the prestigious Ballon d'Or behind his compatriot Ronaldo, but nothing predisposed him to such a future. Roberto Carlos da Silva Rocha, also known as Roberto Carlos, was born into poverty in 1973 in the suburbs of Sao Paulo. With no choice but to work in a textile factory from the age of 12 to help his needy family, football seemed to be the only escape from his daily misery. Very quickly, he revealed an extraordinary talent. So quickly did he join the first team of União São João at the age of 14. 4 years later, Roberto went to Palmeiras and even won his first cap for the Seleção. His talent was no longer in question. He doesn't know it yet, but the Ouro Verde will become the harbinger of a new prototype of fullbacks. A trained striker converted to a left back, his attacking profile was unlike anything else at the time and quite logically attracted the major European clubs. It was 1995 when the young, fiery Brazilian signed for Inter Milan. Fast and technical, the Brazilian put up quite a show from the start. He was quick and skillful, making numerous runs up and down the flank with the ball at his feet. While he was unstoppable at creating havoc in the opposition's back four, Roberto too often forgot about the wide spaces at his back that his teammates had to fill. These defensive lapses obviously did not go unnoticed by his coach at the time, Roy Hodgson, who despite his player's full season, decided to part ways with him at the end of the season. Real Madrid then seized the opportunity and recruited him for €6 million. Under his new colors, the 1.68 meter tall man really exploded on the world stage. An undisputed starter, he left his mark on the world with a number of outstanding performances. In 1998, against Tenerife, he scored an impossible goal when the ball was running out of the goal. We also remember his rise to the 2002 Champions League final, the cross that ended in a mythical volley from Zinedine Zidane. It is an understatement to say that Roberto Carlos has contributed greatly to Madrid's many successes on the domestic and European stage, much helped by the compensatory work of his teammates, in particular Ivan Helguera and Claude Makelele, who were not sparing with their efforts. His style of play was perfectly in keeping with that of his team. In short, rarely injured, always available, Roberto will have undoubtedly left his mark on Real. A sign of the special place he occupied among all these stars, the mythical number 3 was even voted the 4th most important player in the club's history in 2008, behind Zidane and Raul. Not content with making an indelible mark in the history of one of the world's greatest clubs, Roberto Carlos also quickly made a name for himself with the Seleção. He was a finalist at the 1998 World Cup and then won the 2002 World Cup and was voted best left back at both tournaments. He also won 2 Copa America titles and 2 Confederations Cups. But how can we talk about his time with the Seleção without mentioning one of the most legendary free kicks in history? It was 1997. Brazil was playing France, and a foul was whistled more than 30 meters from Fabian Barthez's goal.
Eu pongo o balão com a parte, essa parte que é mais dura, não? Ela puso diretamente hacia mim assim. Era uma costumbre minha e ha sido tão natural. Lo mirava, le encontrado, le puse. O balão não era para ser tanto efeito, não era para tanta coisa. E digo, a ver o que passa. E esse gol ha hecho história.
No one had ever seen a shot like that with the outside of the left foot. It's a praline for the history books, flashed at 137 kilometers per hour. Here we are again in January 2007. 10 years later, Roberto has aged and, whether he likes it or not, is on the decline. Real Madrid knew this and recruited the young prodigy Marcelo during the winter mercado, a recruitment that is simply synonymous with the passing of the baton. The rest is history. Marcelo will become the new world reference in his position. Carlos, for his part, would go on to do a series of freelance jobs, first with the Turkish club Fenerbahce from 2007 to 2009. Bulletman will then finish his Barreau d'Honneur with a few matches in Brazil, Russia, and India. He finally hung up his boots in 2012. Named in Pele's list of the 100 greatest players of all time, Roberto Carlos remains an unrivaled player to this day. The Brazilian gunner was one of the first defenders to make such an impression by daring to project himself so far forward and risk creating a mismatch. He inspired a whole new generation of defenders and managers alike. The kid from the slums of Sao Paulo has definitely come a long way with his ball.
Mas às vezes lá corro assim e digo, me he divertido mucho com ella. Quantos e quantos momentos enormes he passado em minha vida por culpa de balão.
Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, don't hesitate to talk about our channel around you, to like, share, and subscribe. See you soon for a new video. Ciao!